some changes, which I'm kind of used to, you know. Let's see if we're at 5 minutes. We are at 5 minutes. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I am Jenna, your holistic practitioner, and today we are going to talk about basically how to do a low carb diet to help reset and heal your body no matter what you're going through. Basically, if you change what you're placing in your system, you can heal yourself. You can really heal yourself, along with some other things. I'm not here to talk against doctors or anything. Doctors are there for a reason, and I respect them, and they respect what we do as well, because what we're doing nowadays, which is a huge blessing, is we're actually merging the two lives. We're merging the two things, and I think it's awesome. I hear so many doctors talk about how to eat healthy and how to incorporate some natural things as well, because the times we're in, illnesses are on the uprise, unfortunately, and it's just for one thing, and it's kind of disregarding all the other things that we have been dealing with for years. So yeah, some natural things, natural remedies and natural herbs and things like that would be awesome for you to incorporate in your diet. So one thing that I am doing, because this is a treat to myself, almost being 40, I am doing a low carb diet, and I've been doing it now. I've been doing low carb off and on for over 15 plus years. I'll do it and put it down. I don't think I'm going to put it down now, because I actually figured out what low carb really does. We're not going to say keto. Keto I think has a very negative connotation. Not keto, but just low carb. And basically what I do is I get most of my carbs from vegetables. That's what I'm doing right now. I might do small amounts of potato. Like now, I look at my food as medicinal. Medicinal means medicine. Okay? And so a lot of, basically all of the medicines and prescriptions that we take today were derived from plants and natural things. And what happened is, because so many people are ill, things kind of morphed, and unfortunately, the side effects trumps what the medicine is originally supposed to do. So I'm talking to all of my type 2 diabetics. If anybody is in here who had type 2 diabetes, go ahead and say me. If you have fibroids, if you have endometriosis, if you have PCOS, if you have high blood pressure, if you get a lot of infections, BV, yeast infections, just say me. It doesn't matter. All the me's are going to blend in, because to be honest, we're all in one kind of boat here. We're just trying to figure out how to keep ourselves healthy enough to not go down with any illnesses that we have. And so one thing that I've known for a long time is when you start to have a diet that is full of bad carbs, processed carbs. If you know what processed carbs are, go ahead and type them up. It doesn't matter. I want to see who is actually in here. Another thing, guys, if you have anything particular to yourself and you're looking for a holistic practitioner, or a holistic way, you may not even know what holistic is. It's basically getting to the core of the problem. You can go to my link tree and go to my exclusive group, and you can actually sign up there. You can do 1 month, and what I'll do is cut you a nice little discount, so you can actually stay with me for a year, because sometimes it takes a year for full turnaround, but as soon as you place in some natural remedies, you'll start to see the benefits within 72 hours. Okay, so yeah, when you start to change your diet, you're not feeding your disease. A lot of people have to understand, are we feeding our disease on a daily basis? Yeah, are you feeding your disease? Are you feeding your lupus, your type 2 diabetes, your hypertension, your PCOS, your BV? And we are. I mean, we really are. What we eat is very serious, guys. Like this right here. This drink right here. I have been drinking this off and on, but I am not going to be off. This is so good, and for me, being that I do a lot of work, and it's good for everybody. It doesn't matter. And if you want to know what this is, you have to join my group, okay? But this is what I do. I actually give natural remedies, natural herbs, natural things to my clientele so they can basically heal their body. This is not something you want to do once in a blue moon. Once you figure out what to do, most things you have to do on a daily basis, like exercise, eating for you, eating for your lifestyle, eating for your body type. You get what I'm saying? I have a body type. My husband says I have an athletic body type. I think of athleticism as Serena Williams. But what I do is I can put on muscle. I have muscle naturally. And so it is kind of easier for me to be more active. So with that being said, I have to have more protein. So I tried to do a vegan lifestyle. It just didn't work. You know, I use my eyes, I use my brain, I use all of my muscles. I have a very physical job. I'm a nurse. I am a internet person, social media person, and so I make videos. I'm in bright lights every day. I have to cook, and I have to constantly study. So with that being said, vegan life was not for me. However, I did cut out certain meats. Red meat is not for me. However, I do eat dairy. I eat a certain type of dairy, Greek yogurt, for feminine health and things like that. You have to eat for your body type and for your lifestyle. So when people try to do something because someone else is doing it, it's ridiculous. And that's why you're always falling off, you know, because you think it's a fad. Like, eating healthy is not a fad. It's, you know, I kind of get offended when people are just picking up things and saying, I'm going to do this for 20 days and see what happens. It's a challenge. It's really gets on my nerves. It's like you're making a game out of something that is serious. And food is medicine. It's biblical. It's true. It is what it is. And so when you're picking stuff up and putting it down, you're actually causing riffraff within your own body, and your body becomes confused. And then all of a sudden, you won't be able to function at all. And I'm talking to anybody who is trying their best to eat healthy. Eat healthy for yourself. Don't eat healthy for social media. Don't eat healthy because you're trying to impress people. I had to get to the point in my life that I said, you know what? I don't want to be 265 pounds anymore. I just got up one day and said, you know what? I'm getting too heavy. I don't want to be 300 pounds. I don't want to have a heart attack. You know, I'm a person who both of my parents have passed away from diabetes, high blood pressure, or whatever. And that was just you know, that's my motivation to get this body together. I know what those diseases does to the body, and that's not a lifestyle I want for myself. So I had to do what I had to do, and have to, you know, now I'm down to 204 pounds, you know, and I'm still trying to get down to 176 pounds. Yes. And I still teach health, and I still encourage people to do what they need to do to make the steps to do what they need to do to get to where they want to be. Yeah, I don't have to be in a perfect shell to do what I do. But just understand that, you know, I too have my journey that I'm currently on. So I'm on a very low carb diet. I have some, my goodness, I have some scrambled eggs here, spinach, peppers, onions. You know? And I have my yogurt here. With some cranberries in it. And that's just basically what I do, guys. I like to live, and then I love to teach. This is an awesome way of living. For someone who has type 2 diabetes, if you're overweight, if you have a lot of stress in your life, doing a lower carb diet, you're going to automatically kind of like beat the curve. Who in here is really looking for energy? Is anybody here, looking for more energy? If so, say more energy. If so, say more energy. I'm going to tell you this. One thing that I have learned is that a lot of us, especially women, we have plenty of energy. Okay? And so when you're feeling sluggish, when you're not feeling your best and up to your good potential, more than likely you are at a point in your life where your body doesn't know what to do with the energy that it has. Okay? Most people who feel very lethargic, very weak, or tired and have to drink coffee and go to sugar and things like that, I'm going to say more than likely you're eating too many carbs. See, this is what happens. Everything that we eat turns into glucose in the body. I see you guys coming through. More I see, the more energy. I see the hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for acknowledging me, guys. And so what happens is when your body gets slowed down with all of these toxins that we are placing in our bodies. Processed, nobody has really typed up what are processed carbs. Okay, bread. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I had to cut out bread. And I probably am going to lose some what is it, some cerebral cortexes right now. I'm going to probably lose a little bit, but I'm not talking to the many. I'm talking to the few that are really, really wanting to tap into their greatness. The more processed foods that we place in our bodies, the more our bodies have to process it and figure out what the heck to do with it. And so I've noticed that when we're eating real food, when you're eating things that don't have a shelf life, that doesn't have a whole bunch of ingredients in it, our bodies kind of take to that better. It is what it is. That's basically how it works. And so with that being said, I had to take out bread. I'm sorry. Even I don't eat bread anymore. I don't eat yeast anymore. I don't do any of that. A lot of my women that are on this live, or you're watching this in the replay, just understand that if you are going through a yeast infection right now, more than likely it is coming from what you are eating. And so a rule of thumb that I always tell people is this: you can't get rid of something and feed it at the same time. And so there are key things out here that feeds yeast and feed infections, makes your body conducive to get those types of infections. All women do not have BV and yeast infections and UTIs. All women simply do not get those. So don't think that because you're a woman that you have to get those things. You don't. But just understand that if you are a person who constantly gets reoccurring BV, yeast infections, and things of that nature, if you're constantly getting those things, it is what you're eating. And more than likely, you're eating things that are processed. You're eating bread. You're eating yeast. You're eating noodles. You're eating white rice. You're eating processed snacks, chips, and things like that, in huge amounts that your body can't possibly process and get rid of. Okay? And so if you stop doing those things, you will start to see a difference. It just is what it is. I do things like garlic, and I do things like yogurt, and I do a lot more things that I won't discuss on here. You would have to private message me or join my group, rather, for me to really talk to you about really getting that body together. I talk to women with fibroids. Fibroids are there for a reason. They're not just there because you're a woman. They're not just there because you're an African American woman. It's not there just because it is there. No, it's a reason why some women get fibroids and others do not. Just understand fibroids is something that is saying that something is going on with your body. It is what it is, I see you, girlfriend. Okay? Fibroids is there for a reason. Okay, so your doctor may say, go ahead and get them removed. They may even say, go ahead and get your whole uterus removed. And then you realize, okay, well, why do I have something else going on then? Because this is the problem. The reproductive system is full of estrogen. It just thrives on estrogen and progesterone. Okay? And so estrogen makes things grow. Progesterone keeps things at bay and things like that keeps you calm. Well, to all of my women who are 35 and up, just understand that progesterone and estrogen starts to be imbalanced. Okay? Now, nowadays you're seeing that a lot of women are having problems earlier in their life. And that is because of all of the things that we're doing that are adding up. We're drinking out of plastics. Plastics are full of estrogens. So we have estrogen naturally, and then we're eating more estrogens. That's why I was struggling for years to figure out, should I really eat dairy? If you have watched me for years, you know I go back and forth with that. I really struggled with it. But, I've been doing my research, and I know the difference between Greek yogurt and just drinking a whole bunch of milk, or, eating ice cream and things like that. First and foremost, this yogurt that I'm having has very low sugar. So a lot of women, we're thinking that we're doing something awesome for our womb by eating yogurt. When you're eating sugary yogurt, you're eating yogurt with a whole bunch of fruit in it, and you're not eating the correct yogurt that has the probiotics in it. See, I'm putting a lot of things out there. You guys are probably like, woo! And that's exactly where I want you to be, because I want you to actually join the group so you guys can be more clear on it. This is for people who actually have a problem in this area of holistic health. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, that's very important for you to know the difference between what yogurts you should eat and what yogurts you should not eat. And so that's what I had to do. I lived my life where I was all or nothing type chick, if you will. That's why I lived my life like that. I really did. Like, I'm not eating beef. I'm not eating pork. I'm not eating dairy and things like that. And it got to the point where I wasn't eating anything. I wasn't eating meat. I wasn't taking carbs, and then eventually I just was into starvation mode and caused problems. So now there's a list of where I stay away from completely, and there's a list where I do moderately. Okay? I think somebody had a question. What do you recommend to drink our water in on the go? Well, this is my water bottle. This is my water bottle, and it is metal. And so that's what I do. I drink out of metal. This is metal. Or I drink out of glass. Of course, you can't drink out of glass on the go. So this would be my answer for that. And I had a big plastic bottle that said BPA free, but because I put lemon in my water, the lemon over time will eat at the plastic. And so you're drinking all of this plastic. Even if you're a person who drinks water, from the water bottles that you get from your different brands, your Dazanis, your Pure Waters, whatever it's called, because I don't drink that stuff. Once I heard that they're in a warehouse, a heated warehouse, and those bottles kind of, basically they heat up. And so you're drinking plastic, and it'll go through your lymphatic system, and over time it could cause problems. And your lymphatic system is your system in which helps you get rid of toxins. And so if your lymphatic system is getting clogged with just simple things like bottled water, or just putting too many toxins in your body, then all of a sudden you start to get sick. And so I'm very conscious about that. Okay? If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and keep typing them up. As I see them, I will address them. So I was struggling with, especially since this new time and all the things we're going through, I was struggling with just not having energy. And so a lot of us, when we don't have energy, we'll go to 5-hour drinks, we'll go to caffeine, we'll go to sugar, and we'll feel good for about 5 minutes, and then we'll crash. And so what honey, you're asking too many questions at that point. Didn't I say that this is my profession? Now, don't let the niceness fool you. You being one question per person. I don't see not one star on my board. I don't see not one star. I don't see not nothing. So don't ask too much. I don't mean no harm. And yeah, she got it, because you get on my nerves. Like, you can't go online and put in a metal bottle to buy it. Asking me all them darn questions. Girl, don't. That's another thing doing low carb. You don't take BS. BS is Yeah, don't let it fool you. I can turn real quick. Okay, but Darren, I forgot what the heck I was talking about.